Hello everyone, welcome to the Crawcast. I'm your host George Krawczak, and this is my grade for the Green Bay Packers 2017 NFL Draft. First, I need to set some parameters. First, this is a grade for how well they played for the team. If they did great after they left the team, or if they are terrible after they left the team, it does not count as a part of their grade. For example, Steve Young. He was drafted by the Buccaneers. He'd probably get about an F for the Buccaneers because he was not very good with them, even though he ended up being a Hall of Famer for the 49ers. Also, draft position value matters. For example, a first round pick being an average 4-year starter will probably get the pick around a C, but a 7th round pick being an average 4-year starter will get them an A, because the expectations are different. If you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. Given that, let's get started. With the 33rd overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected Kevin King. I gave this pick a C. He had 197 tackles, 7 interceptions, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. Overall, he was a pretty lackluster player. Although he had some good moments, he struggled a lot with being healthy and playing consistently well. I know he's most remembered for that terrible performance in the NFC Championship game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but he was a better player than that performance. He was definitely not a great pick and probably not worth the selection. With the 61st overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected Josh Jones. I gave this pick a C-. He had 126 tackles, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. He was a starter for most of his first year, and in his second year he was mostly a backup. Then he was cut. He was definitely not worth the pick. He was decent against the run, but he could not hang in coverage, and you definitely want more than 2 years out of your second round pick. At the 93rd overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected Montravius Adams. I gave this pick a D+. He had 44 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. He just didn't play much, and when he did play, he really didn't do much out there. And you definitely want more than that out of your third round pick. With the 108th overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected Vince Biegel. I gave this pick a D-. He had 15 tackles during his one season with the Green Bay Packers. You definitely want more than just one season of him barely playing out of your fourth round pick. With the 134th overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected Jamal Williams. I gave this pick a B+. He had 1,985 rushing yards, 10 rushing touchdowns, 122 receptions, 961 receiving yards, and 8 receiving touchdowns. Jamal Williams was a great pick by the Green Bay Packers. He was one of the highest level backups in the NFL, and even though he was a backup, he still contributed a lot to the team and helped out the Packers quite a bit during his time. He was also amazing in pass protection and also seemed like a great locker room leader. He was definitely worth the pick. With the 175th overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected DeAngelo Yancey. I gave this pick an F. He didn't record a single stat. You spend a 5th round pick and you want them to at least contribute something. He is definitely not worth the pick. With the 182nd overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected Aaron Jones. I gave this pick an A+. He had 5,940 rushing yards, 45 rushing touchdowns, 272 receptions, 2,076 receiving yards, and 18 receiving touchdowns. He made the Pro Bowl in 2020 and was the NFL rushing touchdowns leader in 2019. I don't know what to say about him. He was an amazing pick. He was a great player and a great person. He was one of the best teammates, and the people on the Green Bay Packers loved having him. He will 100% be in the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame when he retires. Although I understand why he's no longer on the team, I'm still very sad about it because he was such a great person for the city of Green Bay and for the Green Bay Packers. He was 100% worth the pick and was by far the best pick in this draft. With the 212th overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected Kofi Amichia. I gave this pick an F. He never played a single down for the Green Bay Packers. With the 238th overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected Devontae Mays. I gave this pick a D-. He had 1 rushing yard and 3 receptions for 0 receiving yards. Even though he didn't contribute much at all, a 7th round pick making the team and playing in 8 games is still pretty good, considering most 7th round picks don't even make the team. With the 247th overall pick, the Green Bay Packers selected Malachi Dupre. I gave this pick an F. He never played a single down for the Green Bay Packers. Overall, I gave this draft a B. Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams were definitely steals in this draft, but everyone else was just not very good. This is the tough part about grading drafts is most of your picks are not going to work out, and all the high-end picks were terrible in this draft. But this draft was saved by Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams getting picked towards the end. I noticed this a lot about the Green Bay Packers, is that most of their draft picks are not very good, but they always end up with a couple of steals because they usually have so many picks that usually a few of them work out. So, given that, I think a B is a fair rating. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. I'll see you next time.